Hello friends, welcome back to the channel SK Codify, and in this video we are going to talk about how to create a class in JavaScript. Okay, the concept of the class, this keyword class, was introduced in ECMAScript 2015, means ES6. Okay, so I believe you already have some idea about what a class is. Okay, a class is basically the combination of some properties and function. Class can have some property and function. Okay, there are a whole lot of concept around the class, but that needs a separate video to discuss. Okay, I'll create a video based on the concept of a class and object. um, so let's talk about this, how to create a class. So basically this class is not an object. Okay, this class is not an object, it's a template. Okay, it's a template to create an object. You also might have heard that line. Okay, class is a blueprint of an object, and blueprint and an object is a instance of a class. A class is a blueprint of an object, and an object is a instance of a class. Okay, but we will talk about that in a different video, so let's just focus here. Okay, uh, thank you for hearing me. Okay, okay, so let's define some property here. Hmm, okay, so let's, when we create a class, we have to define a constructor, and define our property here: first name, last name. Okay, and so this dot first name is equal to assign parameter here. This dot last name is equal to last name. Okay, so we are declaring properties for this object, for this class. Okay, what a constructor is. Okay, we will talk about that in a moment, but here I would like to say, okay, let's create a function called test and create the instance. We just create the object of this class. We created a class called person. Let's create that, create an object of it. So we can say const person1 is equal to new person. See this, we are creating it using that person, using the new keyword. Okay, and we are passing the parameter for the first name. We are passing this value for the last name. Okay, and we can print here console.log uh, person1 dot first name. Okay, let's call this method, call this function test. Okay, so okay, so we are getting this first name. Okay, so before discussing about constructor, let's first create a method called get full name. Okay, get full name is equal to function. Okay, and we can return here what this dot first name plus space and this dot last name. Okay, now call here, instead of person name we can call here, I mean instead of first name we can call here this get full name. Okay, get full name. Okay, and I think we are going to get a function. Okay, get a function, it's returning a function. Okay, so what we need to do is, let's take a const and say the variable full name. Full name is equal to uh, person1 dot get full name. Okay, and supply this value here, full name. Okay, So see there, we are getting the first name and last name. Okay. So this is how our class is. It has some properties and some method. Right now it's only one method. But what this constructor is? So the constructor is kind of a function, kind of a method. It's a kind of a function which get executed at the time of creation of an object, at the time of creation as an creation of an object. We also call it instantiation or initialization of an object. Okay, so why this constructor is given, or what is any benefit of it? Okay, constructor is a place where you can write some logic that you want to be executed as soon as the object is created. Okay, let's see this example. Um, so here we are getting, what we want to do is we want to define here this. So what we want, this dot full name is equal to first name plus last name. Okay, uh, so what we are doing here, we are writing our logic, we are writing our logic to calculate the full name, to construct the full name as soon as the object is created. Okay, so we don't need to write this logic here, we don't need to write this logic here. We can say full name, we can say return this dot full name. Okay, you got my point. Let's try to run this, and yeah, this remains same. Try to run this. uh, yeah, see this. So we are getting the same result. But what happened, we move this logic from here to here, but it's not important to moving the logic from here. The constructor is given to as I said, we want to write some logic as soon as the object is created. Sometime there are situations when uh, we want to initialize some default value. Okay, some default value or some kind of initialization. Uh, the default, like yeah, that's right. Initializing some default value or do some pre-processing thing before any further method gets called. Okay, so now let's a little improvise this, make some little improvement into this function. So now we think of it this get full name as we apply some Mr. or Mrs. logic, Mr. or Miss logic here. Okay, we can write this is if condition. Okay, so the first name constructor is happening here. Now let's define something called is male or female, something what we call gender. Okay, and this dot gender, what we call this dot, yeah, sorry, this dot gender is equal to gender. So we can write the logic here, maybe if or okay, we can write the logic here to calculate the title. Okay, so if gender is equal to m, then we can say this dot title is equal to by default f. Okay, so if gender is equal to m, we are going to write some logic here. Is what this dot title is equal to m, by default is f. Okay, so we can write here full name is this dot title plus plus space. Okay, so you can see and here I'm removing this, sorry to write it here. So you can see some of the pre-processing logic is gone here. Okay, some of the pre-processing logic is gone here. Okay. Okay, let's try to run this program. Although I have, okay, let's apply here something called, male or female. Okay, gender. Now see. So what I wanted to say. Oh, title is well, sorry. Just my mistake. Oh, why is it Mr. And in case of else, this dot title is equal to miss. So yeah. So now run this program. Okay. So now you understand the concept of this constructor also, and how to define the properties in the constructor. Okay, in the class, how to define, how to create some method here. You can implement your logic here. Okay, you can also pass the, obviously if there is a function, then you can pass something. So yeah, this is all about a class. Okay, thank you and stay connected. Thank you.